Professor Rehan Khan Suri. Please.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
Chairman.
Please. Thank you.
Dr. Khandra, I thank Policy Times for giving me this opportunity, as this is the last speaker and the last session. It's really tough and also easy to, because I'll not take much time, as I have few slides to show. Uh, uh, Professor Khandra
Yes, please.
Professor Venkatesh has made my job easier, as he has covered many points which I have to mention, but I'll just add few points more on that. So I thank and I welcome all my co-panelists and all the ladies and gentlemen. Very good evening to all of you. So I'll just I'll present this presentation, some slides. So is it visible?
Yes, visible, audible. Okay, please.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that's as today's topic we all know, and we are just moving to this last is basically the smooth transition of curriculum rationalization for industry friendly customization and this rationalization, as Mr. Venkatesh also mentioned about being a higher education. We have not rationalized our curriculum, but we have taken many steps, as already been discussed. But I would like to just take something as the need of the skill set, especially for the industry, as Industry 4.0, especially the fourth. This Industry 4.0 was announced. Generally began in 2016, when the first the World Economic Forum report of the future of jobs came out. They mentioned about transformation of this, especially the rapid job growth, and skill instability. So the relevance of the skills which are generally our students are studying in the school or in the higher education, it is going to be irrelevant, or it is going to be shifted very soon. So the skill instability is basically, at that time, I'm just comparing 2016 and 2020 report. That's why it would give you the kind of post-COVID era also, because generally we are talking about more issues on the COVID and new normal and many things, but we are just missing out one thing. uh, what we thought of, what we prepared for. In 2016, we got ready for more different skill set. And now you just look at in 2016, we were just looking for more different kind of talent at that time of the available jobs. So that's why the reskilling, upskilling of the existing workforce at that time was the biggest challenge. At that time, report said like industry, government, academia partnership is required. And again, in the 2016, it was talked on more on rethinking education system and the incentivize lifelong learning. At some few of my distinguished panelists also mentioned about the lifelong learning. So most of the things were covered, but the more importantly, one thing I would like to just mention here, as we were just thinking and we were just used to introduce the kind of many things which we just in 2016. I'm just skipping few slides because of the paucity of the time in terms of specific some skill set. But same as with the 17 EY report mentioned about the kind of it is specific to India, and this WEF report was in context of the globe. So you just the kind of 17, it was said like most of the existing job will be changed. And same as with the again the kind of IT related jobs would be little faster change in terms of the skill set. Again, if you just look at the EY report of 17, they said in 2022, the 1 in 10 workers in India would be employed in the job will, again, one in the current 10 jobs will not be again in the next 5 years. So same, if you just look at again the PwC and FICCI report of 2019 in terms of the skill set. So most of the technological changes are there in the skill set, and the technology disruption, as somebody also mentioned about the disruption of the technology, is same as with the skill instability in Indian companies. and these figures are there. So you just look at the numbers, and mostly the companies in India, and they have adopted these skill sets. Now you just look at the WEF Future of Jobs Report 2020. It is again for next 5 years, or especially for the 2030, which is really we entered into this decade. So we have to again focus on that. We lost millions of the jobs during the COVID. Millions of the businesses and individuals are at the risk of this global recession and the economic and structural changes. But again, there's a revolution already started to reskill 1 billion people by 2030. So now the thing is, we are just I think we should forget. Now we should, again, as somebody mentioned about blessings in the disguise, COVID also done lot to us. Lot to us means very good things, positive things, as we have early transitioned into the online mode. People have now realized, they have adopted the technology. And now again, the best part is the learner has learned, and the used to the online learning and all. So again, the people, those are not, we cannot reach them to in terms of physical mode. We can reach them through online modes. If you just look at again this business transformation during COVID, and lot many business adoption in terms of digitalization, as Mr. COVID also, like Mr. Ronald also mentioned about his talk, like about the kind of adoption in terms of digital resources, and especially in the kind of attitude and the kind of skill set which is agile, flexible, easily adjustable. So a lot many things, if you just look at the part of, again, the businesses have already adopted during the COVID these businesses in terms of transformation and the kind of skill set. I'm not just going to talk on the skill set, but one thing I would like to just quickly take on, as I'm just skipping few of my like slides, and I'm just coming back right to the skill set in terms of as he already mentioned, and Mr. Venkatesh also mentioned about some skill set if you just look at 5 years ago and now 2020, the difference of the emotional intelligence and the cognitive flexibility. And the cognitive flexibility, as well as now you need critical thinking, you need cognitive skills, and you need importantly widely, you just look at the WF report of this future of jobs, they require the social skills, as very rightly and pointed out by Mr. Venkatesh, like the kind of ethics, values, in terms of character building. Now people are more, now the industry is looking for the people who are having more social skills. The same as with they're having more empathy, they are having more EQ level also, along with the IQ levels. So now people are talking more on, again, more on EQ, more on social skills, more on in terms of empathy skills. So these kind of skill set is required. So this is going to be the change, and we have to imbibe all these things, and very rightly pointed out by Mr. Venkatesh in terms of attitudinal behavior, the knowledge, in terms of creation of the knowledge, in terms of dissemination of the knowledge, in terms of application of the knowledge. So now the biggest important thing is in terms of curriculum in terms of applying the curriculum. So that is more in terms of, and we also look at the NEP. So more induction of practical part, application of the knowledge, and that would come with the exposure, as he mentioned about the community development, in terms of same as with the industry also, they have to go to industry. You need more practical knowledge, you need more practical exposure working with the industry. So now industry has to come together with the academia and to implement these, as NEP is also mentioning about internships at all level. Even for the humanities, languages, for the, like professional courses are having internships, but now they're also introducing, like recently Minister of Education has announced this, in terms of graduation level, all kind of humanities and other areas, they have to go for the internships. So I'm just these mostly the content, cognitive analytics and content skills, social skills are more important. That would also make our this future generation more better citizens. They'll make more character, and when character would be there, of course the campuses would be more safer. So this is I'm just going to end my talk here, because we can talk more on during if some question answers would be there, but my point more in terms of industry academia partnership and more interface would be required in India, which is really missing out in most of the colleges, most of the higher educational institution, even at the ITIs and polytechnic level. So more partnerships, more internships, more fellowships are required in each and every area, in industry, in socialist development sector, and at the government level also. So thank you very much.
Okay.